Welcome, everyone, to another GFY podcast. And before we get started, I just want to say thank you to all the people that listen weekly and have given us a bunch of feedback and said, hey, I just love the podcast. I love when you guys have the Crewcast podcast, and now I love that you're doing the GFY podcast. That's basically what this is. It is the Crewcast podcast with a different name. Now that me and D20 are co-hosting it, we thought we would slap some new stuff on it. But thank you for all the support, guys. Remember, you can check us out on all of our social medias.
You can check us out at Podcast GFY. That's on Twitter and on Instagram. We're a little more active on Twitter than Instagram. But and then also, if you want to support this podcast, you can go to anchor.fm/GFY podcast /support, and you can go on there and be one of our sponsors for the episodes.
Today we wanted to have D20 and I just sit down and have a bro moment, and we're going to have no guests today, so we're going to kind of go in, and I wanted to kind of do this. This is kind of what I want to do for the first one, and then we decided to have a guest, and then we continue to have guests. And we have some guests lined up for the future as well, but I wanted to throw in one with just us and talking and kind of how we want to just change it up a little bit. So that's what we're doing today on the GFY podcast. So let us know if you guys like this kind of stuff too. If you want to listen to us talk, and we will bring in a couple of our friends too to talk and all that stuff. But that's what we're doing today.
So without further ado, let's get right into the podcast.
All right, guys, we are here, and again, I have D20 here, and nobody else is around, so it's me and him just talking. And what I did is I went to Twitter and I said, hey, what do you guys want us to talk about? Because me and D20 could talk about anything. We could sit here and talk and bro out as much as we want to, and some of the stuff you guys would have no clue what the hell we're talking about, and some you would, so we decided to stay on topic a little bit. The first category that we want to talk about, and this is something that I'm kind of dealing with. I talked a little bit about this on my Twitch channel, but it is food. And I am on a little bit of a diet. D20 has been on a diet in the last couple months. He's went on and off of a diet. But the diet thing that I'm doing...
I'm on vacation from it right now.
He's on a vacay. Yeah, we went to the movies yesterday. This man was putting down some popcorn, and I was like, man, that looked good, bro. That looked good. But so, like, with my diet, here's basically what I'm doing. I'm kind of calorie counting / fasting a little bit. So I had went to Reddit, and I get on Reddit a lot. I don't post on Reddit very much, but I do mod a couple of big channels on there, and I wanted to get on and just look at some different stuff. So one of the things that I'm in is fasting. It's r/fasting, and you get on there and you have all these like success stories, and people tell like what they do and what they don't do. And I have like some questions every once in a while, and I just kind of scroll through the comments and look and see kind of what works for me. And I think that's the biggest thing with anybody that's going on a diet is you just have to do what works for you, the end. And so what's working for me right now is, I get up and I try not to eat after 7 p.m. at night now. And that's just a me thing. Some other people said like 9 o'clock. Some people say midnight, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who the hell is up at midnight eating shit, but, basically.
It was me last night.
Was it you last night?
That was me in there. I was in the kitchen.
But I wake up and I try to eat later in the day. Like I've gone some days where I don't eat till 5 p.m., which is kind of crazy. It's kind of extended. But most of the time I try to eat around noon or 1, and then I'll eat some oatmeal, and that's around 110, 130 calories, depending on which oatmeal you get. If you get the one with like cream, it's like 130. If you just get the regular, the new one that has like the actual fruit in it, it's like 110. So it's a little bit less. And so I eat that, and that kind of fills me up for a little bit. And then I won't eat until later in the day, maybe 5 o'clock, and then maybe have a small meal at 7. But usually I have like one meal. Like grilled chicken is usually always in my diet. I went to Walmart, and in Walmart, if you go to the freezer section, they have this broccoli that is seasoned, and it's only 60 calories per serving, and there's 3.5 servings in the bag. And it's amazing. Like I know it sounds really weird, but I put some Worcestershire sauce on it, And it is like, it doesn't need it, but when I did, it just made it was already a 9 out of 10. Now it made it like an 11 out of 10. That thing is so good. I could eat the whole bag of broccoli and it would only be, not that many calories. It'd be like around 200 calories. I was like, shoot, I could do that all day. But that's kind of what I'm eating for like a big meal, like grilled chicken and that. And then at night, I usually don't eat anything, or I'll eat another thing of oatmeal, or I'll have like a small snack like fruit or something like that. And I've been doing that for 22 days now. I think I'm down 13 pounds. Yeah, 13 pounds, pretty good. I've had one sip of Sprite. I went on a little mini vacay, like for a couple days, and I went to Raising Cane's. If anybody knows what restaurant that is, if you have those around your area, it's like a chicken place. And I was trying to get something healthy there. There's like nothing healthy. And I by just whatever, like motor memory, I just went, hey, I want a Sprite. So I got a Sprite. I was like, damn, I got a Sprite. So I took a sip of it and threw it away. I was like, damn, I should have got a water. But that's kind of like what I'm doing right now. The best thing I probably have gotten from it is that, if you just take those urges that you get at night, which I had a bunch. I know D20 and I game, and D20 was just talking about it, how he gets up at like midnight or gets at midnight and just grabs some snacks, and like, you'll watch videos, you'll be editing, you'll be playing games, you'll be talking to your friends and just chilling. And that's like second nature. You'll just grab a snack and you'll eat it. And that was big for me. Like, I was doing that all the time. I was also doing Cokes all the time. So D20 is always
Coke.
Yeah, I do a lot of Coke, like lines and lines of it. Yeah. I forgot to tell you all that. That's all I do is Coke. It's expensive, but it works. And so
candy.
He's a water guy. I have kind of turned into a water guy, but he's like a pure water guy. Like, we have these water fights. Like, he is a Dasani. I'm Dasani person. Sorry. He's a Aquafina person. And we fight about that a little bit, back and forth. But I have found if you put those little tablets, not really tablets, like the powders or whatever, the little sugar-free, low-calorie packets, those seem to be great. And you can get them at Walmart. You can get those bad boys. Gatorade even has their own that are 0 calories. You can get them pretty much anywhere. Kool-Aid makes them. But I've been drinking different ones, and I feel like I drink more water when I have those in my drink than if I didn't. And having a water bottle on my desk at all times also helps out. I got like a Life Water that has one of the cool tops on it. It's like $2 at the convenience store, and then I just refill that thing all the time with regular water, and I sip it all the time. So that's something I also do just to keep me. And I feel like when you drink water, it keeps you full too. So that's something that I'm always into.
Yeah. So like with my stuff, like I did the keto, but I don't know, there's like different, there's different ways, I guess you could say, to do keto. Like, I mean, the main goal is to get your body in ketosis, which, there's, a lot of, from research and stuff, like there's a lot of like health benefits from doing like full on keto. But like full on keto, you're like, you don't even eat meat that has eaten like corn or something. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like, it's only grass.
It's that crazy?
Beef. Yeah, like there's no carbs coming in, like hardly at all. So what I did is I just went to really low carbs. So I tried to keep my carbs below, I tried to keep it around 25, but I definitely tried to keep it below 50. So like, when you're looking at a label or whatever, it has like your total carbohydrates. So like with the total carbohydrate, it's counting up all your sugars and fiber that's inside of whatever it is you're eating. So with like counting those kind of carbs for that, you subtract the fiber. I don't know if that makes any sense. So like if it has, say, 10 total grams of carbs, and like 2 of that is dietary fiber, then you would subtract the 2, and so you're getting 8 grams of sugar, if that makes any sense. So you're really getting 8 carbs, or whatever it is. So anyway, so I just ate like a lot of stuff that was like higher in protein. I never really counted calorie stuff just because, like, I don't know. I wanted to do something that I could, that would last longer and be easier to keep up with than not having to be like, you know, when you go out to eat, there's not always like calorie stuff listed and you're having to like add up stuff in your brain and all that kind of stuff. So I found it easier to just say like, you know, stay away from bread, stay away from, potatoes, you know, those things that are, higher in carbs, just that kind of stuff, and just try to keep it to a lower carb area. And, like ate a lot of, broccoli and meat and stuff like that, and salads. But I mean, another reason I did keto is because one, you can have like as much meat as you want, like bacon and like, hamburger meat or steaks or all that stuff. So you can have that stuff. You can have cheese. There's different cheeses that are like that have sugar added and stuff like that. So you just have to.
You don't even think about that. That's crazy.
Like, and you think about like you can have cheese and stuff like that. So you think, well, I can have milk. Well, milk has like, I think it's like, I want to say it's like 11 grams of sugar per glass or something like that.
Yeah, I try to stay away from that.
Yeah, so like a lot of things that you would think like, oh, it's high in fat or whatever. And I mean, even a lot of butters have like added sugar to them, so you have to get like certain, I forgot the brand that I used to get, but, anyway, but so like you have to get certain stuff, but like I said, I wasn't like really hardcore into it, and as far as like, you know, like grass-fed meat only and all that kind of stuff, like I just bought regular hamburger meat at the store or whatever. And then another good thing to get you into ketosis is, they have like different, like shakes and stuff like that you can take that like help boost. I don't know, it's been a couple months since I did it. So it's like, some kind of oil or something that you can take. I forgot what it's even called. I don't want to call it the wrong thing. So anyway, but like you can take some of those shakes and, I did a lot of the like Atkins stuff, even though Atkins isn't like really keto, because they have a lot of, what is it, like glycol or whatever it is that they put in their stuff, like sugar alcohols to help take the carbs down. So it has like 10 carbs or whatever, but 8 of it's the or has like 8 grams of glycol. Then you're supposed to be able to subtract that as far as like Atkins stuff goes. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so I just kept with like I just watched total carbs. Like I tried to eat stuff that was a little bit fatter. But I mean, again, I didn't like hardcore into it. And the thing I found that was easiest was like when I first started it, I just started trying to eat, like not worrying about calories or any of that stuff, and just trying to eat stuff that was on the list, like on the keto list. Yeah. Like not, like trying to steer clear of, you know, fruits that are high in sugar or, like, cause berries are about the only fruit that you can have that aren't like super high in sugar. Because when you think of sugar, a lot of people just think like added sugar.
Yeah.
But you
They're
also
like
have
in candy
to think
or something, yeah. Or soft drinks, yeah.
Yeah, so like, I mean, even when you're eating, like, say, a banana, bananas are really high in sugar. So like some of those fruits that you think of as healthy, I mean, they are healthy, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than eating a candy bar. But, when you're trying to watch your sugars or your, carbs or whatever. And sugars and carbs are basically the same thing, so I don't know if, like, somebody's listening, they're like, oh, I said this or whatever. But, so like a gram of sugar is a carb, pretty much. Like your body breaks down carbohydrates into sugar. Right. Once it's in your blood, so.
Speaking of that, like, I try to stay away from bread altogether. I think I had bread the other day, first time in like 20 days, and it was great. Don't get me wrong, but it was like, I knew my body was like, you fucked up. You shouldn't have done that. And, I was like, yeah, I kind of felt bad afterwards, just eating bread. But any breading, any noodles, any bread, I just try to stay away from. I'm trying to stay away from milk, cheese as much as I can. Like, I like cheese a lot. So, I don't, like today when I got up, I went to Chick-fil-A and they have a grilled, egg white and cheese, like on a muffin. not a muffin, but whatever it is. I can't remember what the bread is,
Biscuit.
but yeah. So I took the bread off, and the bread and the cheese are stuck together. And so I took that off, and then I just ate the grilled chicken and the egg white. And so it says it's 300 calories for the whole thing. So I'm guessing I'm getting 150, probably 200 around that for taking those, the bread and the cheese off. But just the cheese being on the egg white before, you can still taste the cheese on there. Like it's not there, but you can still taste it because it was like, I guess pressed against it for a little bit. But, yeah, dude, I'm just trying to watch little things like that. Like it's the simplest stuff in the world. My diet's probably not the best diet in the world, because I am counting calories, and I'm not doing a lot of calories. I'm staying around 1,000 calories a day, which is probably not good for you, but it's working for me. I don't feel hungry. I feel like I have energy. I've went through diets.
Yeah, and you're not, like exerting a lot of, I mean, it's not like you're working out 3 or 4 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So that was the thing with me, like, with keto, like you can lose, like a lot of people are like, oh, I lost 30 pounds in the first, couple weeks or whatever it is. But a lot of those people, like, drink like,
alcohol and Cokes. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 liters of Coke every day or whatever it is. And so, I mean, they shed off the weight, but plus they're also exercising. Like with mine, I lost, I think about 25 pounds when I was doing it.
Damn.
But I just, like, I wasn't really exercising. Like I wasn't doing anything different in my day to day. I was doing fasting kind of like you did. Like I would wake up in the morning and I would drink like one of the Atkins shakes, which was only like, is really low calories. It was just a little bit small shake. I'd drink that kind of in the morning just to have something in my stomach or whatever, and drink like a bottle of water. And then like I wouldn't eat till like lunchtime. So around like noon, I'd eat lunch, and then when I got home at like 5, I would eat like an early dinner, and then I didn't eat again till the next day or whatever. But like once you get in ketosis, like your body isn't as hungry kind of thing. So it wasn't too bad. And
yeah.
So I think that is a big deal. Like having yourself a set time to eat and sticking with it, I think is the biggest thing. Easy way to, cause other than that, you're just sitting around all day snacking. And like, since I've been off mine, like I've been really into like Ritz crackers and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like I just sit there and eat a whole sleeve of them, and just like, and I put like, not even like the peanut butter and crackers you buy at the store. Like I'm like slathering on like
your own,
like a tablespoon per cracker or something like that. Like Dude. I've pretty much gone through a whole jar here. I've got it sitting on my desk. It's
my mouth's watering.
The honey roasted. It's delicious. It's got that honey in it.
Oh man, like
delicious.
What was your diet before? I'm gonna tell you mine first, but like my diet, like when I got up, like I'm not a breakfast person, so a lot of times I wouldn't eat breakfast unless it was like pancakes or like ready for me to eat kind of thing, that kind of stuff. Like if I went and was going somewhere really early and we were going to, me and my mom, we'd sit down at like IHOP or something, like pancakes ready for me, I would order some pancakes or something. But most of the time I'm skipping breakfast most of the time. Even if I'm up during that time, I'm not eating breakfast. And at lunch, I would eat a large fry. I would have like, let's say I went to, Chick-fil-A. I'd have 8 grilled nuggets. I would eat a medium to large fry.
Grilled nuggets when you
not the grilled. I mean fried nuggets. Oh. Sorry, yeah, I mean grilled nuggets now. See, I told you, my brain's already like, hey, you gotta jump in there with them grilled, okay? But I had the fried 8 count, medium fry, large fry. What are the 2 I was filling? I'd probably have like a Dr. Pepper.
One of each.
Yeah. I'd have a medium Dr. Pepper or like, Arnold Palmer. And then I would I need to treat myself. So I need to grab a cookie too. So I grab a cookie, and that's like 1,500 calories there probably. Like just in that one meal. And that would be a meal. And I'd go home, and then I would have dinner, and I'd stop. It would be fast food all the time. I'd stop by, I don't know, like let's say I went by like Firehouse Subs. I would have a 6-inch sub, and it would be like, the New York Steamer. I would have that, and then I would have a bag of chips, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna do a water this time. But I'm already past 2,000 calories just like that. Yeah. As soon as I bite that first bite of fucking Firehouse, I'm done. 2,000's done. I come home, and I'm chilling. I'm playing games, blah, blah, or I'm playing games throughout the day. And I would snack like you. I would have something on my desk all the time. I would have candy in my drawer. I would have like little things that I would just mess with. And I would run downstairs in between games and get a drink, a Coke, and I'd be like, oh, I'm only drinking like the 6 to 8 ounce ones. But I was fucking drinking Cokes all the time. And it was just little things like that I was going through all the time. Now my thing that I don't splurge on it, but it's my like guilty pleasure is peppermints. Like I'll grab a peppermint every once in a while, and that's kind of like my candy or whatever. And it works really well for me because I don't really crave anything else. I have that peppermint. I feel like I'm eating something, my breath's better. It kind of, opens up my sinuses a little bit, and I'm good for a while. So peppermints have been my little guilty pleasure here and there that I'll grab a couple peppermints and eat. So.
Yeah, one of the things that I would eat just to kind of have something was, like the icebreakers, the cinnamon ones or whatever. Like
yeah.
I would eat one of them
I don't like
because
cinnamon. Yeah.
Well, they were like they were like the lowest in sugar. Like even the sugar-free stuff has like the simulated sugar, like
right.
the glycol stuff or whatever in it. So like it was the one that had like the lowest when I went to get some. So I was like, I'll just, eat one of these here and there. But yeah, I ate a lot when I was on the diet stuff. I ate a lot of, like egg salad.
Really?
So it's just like eggs, like hard-boiled eggs, and then you
with the yellow in it?
Yeah, what I would do is I'd boil, like I'd do it for like the week because I'd just take them to work with me. Like I'd just pre-portion it. And so like I'd boil like 15 eggs or how many ever. And then like I'd put them in, I had this little chopper thing and I put them in the chopper. A lot of times a lot of the yolks would be like left out. Like
slap
whole
chop.
Yolks. And so it was kind of like slap chop kind of thing. Yeah. But, so I would just throw out a few yolks because I'm not a big fan of, like, I don't really like the yolks that much anyway. Like,
yeah, I don't
the
either.
Flavor of just the yolk.
Egg whites are down.
If it's all, like, mixed together, it's not that much. And then, it had, like, mayonnaise, which the mayonnaise I got had, like, avocado oil instead of the regular oil or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, you get that, so it gets you plenty of fat in there. Then I put, not like the imitation bacon bits, but like the real bacon that's bacon bits kind of thing.
Yeah, the little bitty pieces, yes.
Yeah, I'd put those in there. And what else did I put in there? Sometimes I'd chop up some onion to kind of give it like a crunch to it.
Yeah. You're like a chef, man. With some egg salad.
I'd eat it with and I'd also put some sriracha in there to give it a little spice.
I'm not really big on sriracha. Like, me and hot sauces and different things that have spice. I love all hot sauces and spice, more vinegar based than anything. But I really didn't get into the whole sriracha thing, man. I don't know.
I don't like it like really on anything, but it was good in that because it just kind of gave it a little bit of spice to it, so it wouldn't like just bland egg flavor kind of thing. So that's what I'd have with like pork rinds. That's what I'd have. Like,
I looked at pork rinds the other day because I thought about you. I was at Target and they had like some pork rind section there, and I they're high in calories. I was like, psh, I thought I was gonna grab some just to try them out because I hadn't pork rinds since I was a kid probably. And you were like, I remember you saying while you were on this diet, you're like, yeah, I eat pork rinds like every day. I crunch them up. Sometimes I just eat them whole. Like I do different stuff with them. And I'm like,
yeah,
what?
Well, the thing is that they're like, I mean, they do have calories, but they're like, they don't have any, carbs in them. Like, it's all like fat and protein, or fat, I guess. Cause I mean, it's pork. But, so like I would eat those with that. But like my diet before I started doing the diet was like, and I mean, I'm not on my diet now, but I feel like I'm more,
make healthier choices than you did?
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like if I go somewhere to get a burger, then I'll get like it as a lettuce wrap or whatever instead of the bun. And just stuff like that. I mean, I do eat bread here and there, but, like bread and pasta are the main two things
that you're staying away from.
Pretty much anybody should stay away from.
Yeah. That and Cokes too. Just drop out Cokes and place of water. You'd be good.
That's the other thing. When I was like first starting to do it, like a lot of people were saying, like the main thing is you don't want to drink your calories. Like if whatever you're drinking is the calories, then like just drinking a lot of water, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I did eat very unhealthy before, and I'm probably eating pretty unhealthy right now, but I'm thinking about like starting to back up. I just kind of, like in the summer, like you're just always busy, like going places on the weekend and all that kind of stuff. And it was hard to do it, but I felt like the easiest time to do it was like after the holidays, like at the first, because I did it from like January through like April or whatever it was. But like, I feel like that's the easiest time of year to do it, because like the summer, like, you know, everybody's going out to eat, or you're going to do stuff, or, you know, doing things on the weekend, going out of town, traveling, all that kind of stuff. And then like, you know, then you got football season and everybody's like, you're going to come, you know, order some pizzas and watch a game, or, you know, all that kind of stuff.
I miss pizza.
And then and then right after you get out of that, you go into, like, then you have like Thanksgiving, still kind of football season, but then you have Thanksgiving, and that's straight into Christmas, and it's like you're eating like nonstop.
Yeah,
kind of stuff. So
you give yourself excuses to eat. Like I always caught myself going, "Oh, I'm going out with my parents tonight. We're going to go to so and so steakhouse. Like I need to eat something, you know, that I would enjoy." So I'd end up getting something instead of picking up the salmon or whatever else. I would have a steak, or with like a baked potato. Yeah, treat myself with a baked potato that's loaded, blah blah blah. And I'd be like, you know, I would just try to do that. And it was always, I was finding excuses to eat the like most unhealthiest shit all the time. But and for me, like, eating is like pastime. It's like one of the things up there. Like, sleeping's up there, fucking eating's up there. You know, there's a couple things that are up there, but like food is up there, man. So like, it's tough for me just because of that. But I found, like, I don't know why I started. I just wanted to feel better, kind of thing. And I was looking at pictures of myself, and I was like, if I could just get rid of a little bit of fat in the face, I would be good. Like, that didn't matter to me.
I felt like when I look at pictures, I was like, oh god, I look disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt.
And then like I hardly ever wear jeans, and like after I did all my diet stuff or whatever, I put on a pair of jeans, and I had to have a belt, or my pants would pretty much like fall off. So I was like,
feels good.
It's like, oh, that feels good. But, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, they're probably fitting. I haven't put them back on in a while. So
probably feeling right. Have you gained weight back a little bit, or are you?
Oh yeah, I definitely have gained some back, but
not the 25.
Our scale's not working, so I hadn't weighed myself. But that was the thing. Like, when I was doing my diet, like, I didn't want to weigh myself.
Yeah, I remember that. For the longest time, you didn't weigh.
Yeah. You'd be like, how much you lost? Like, I don't know. Like, I can tell I'm losing weight, but I mean, cause I don't know. I just, like, I wanted it to be like a permanent kind of change. And honestly, like Misty 20 is basically the reason why I'm not doing the diet. She's like, I get tired of eating the same stuff all the time. I'm not cooking 2 meals, like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think my diet's permanent. I'm kind of like you. Like, when I go back to normal, it's just going to be more healthy choices. It's not going to be, hey, the old stuff the way I was. I'm going to probably try to cut out bread.
Yeah, mine was definitely like that at first, but now I've kind of just, like I said, eat like a whole sleeve of Ritz crackers. And like, you know what I mean?
That's not
like,
good.
So
just stay away from bread, though, guys. Stay away from bread.
Yeah, I don't eat bread, but I ate a whole sleeve of crackers. I got them like laying here on my desk.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many carbs are in it.
Wheat. Got to stay away from the
5
wheat.
crackers, you get 10 grams.
What's the calories, though? For me, I got to know.
Let's see. 80 calories for 5 crackers.
Jesus. Probably 20, 25. Count them up.
36 servings per container, but that's 6 things. So 6 times 8 is what? Here goes math. With the deluxes, was that 48?
Yeah.
That's 480 calories.
Jesus.
Oh, well, that's on top of the peanut butter.
Oh yeah, but peanut butter is pretty good though, isn't it for you? Like,
but not the kind I got. I got
you got the
honey
good.
roasted creamy. Yeah, it's 210 calories per 2 tablespoons.
Oh man. See, here's the thing with you. Like, I feel like you could lose a lot of weight in like probably like the sweets area. You're not a chocolate guy though, so you've never been that kind of person. But like the sweets, I feel like if you cut out sugar, period, you would probably lose a lot. And for me, it was the liquid sugars that I had to cut out, because I was drinking Jones sodas, I was drinking Dr. Pepper's, Coke. I'd had to have one a day. Like, no joke, I'd have to have one a day, period. And even when I was I've been trying to make healthy choices for the past year and probably a half. I would get like the diet Lipton iced tea. It's still like 100 calories per bottle, but that's still 100 calories. I could have a bowl of oatmeal, or I can have that drink. And so I'd rather have the bowl of oatmeal than the drink and just drink water and have 0 calories. So that's kind of, I don't know. I'm just looking at things different. I think the calorie counting has helped me like visualize like, hey, this is so high, this is so high, this is what you can have. Man, but it's so hard just to go. Fast food is so difficult. Like I find myself like not being able to get almost anything at fast food restaurants. It's not a thing. Like Chick-fil-A is probably the best that I've done with the grilled chicken nuggets and then the side fruit. Good. I do chicken noodle soup at Chick-fil-A. That's like 120 calories. It's got noodles in it, but I'd rather have those and with a little bit of broth and chicken. Panera's okay. It's not horrible. They got a couple things on their menu where you can have, but like, Jesus, there's like nothing. You can't go anywhere and get anything. Like I think I watched a couple of YouTube videos too. So like when I'm on this kind of diet stuff, all I do is go to Reddit too. I was talking about Reddit earlier. I go to r/food and there's nothing but like the best food that people make, like the best looking food you've ever seen in your damn life. And it's just nuts. And I watch people eat stuff like that are on diets, or I'll watch these food challenges. Like one dude I watched it today put down 100,000 calories in 4 days. That was the challenge. And I was like, dude, that's enough for 40 days worth of food.
I could do that.
And the dude, no, I could. I literally could. He was going to Krispy Kreme and buying like all like a huge thing of donuts and stuff. And then he was like putting those together with like cookies and stuff. Like I'm not a big cookie person anyways, but it just looked awesome the way he was like putting all this stuff together. And he was skinny. He was skinny as crap. And it was just like, what, how? Are you like not eating for the next 40 days or like, how's this going? But, yeah, I don't know. Like I don't see how some people do it. I guess metabolism is a big thing. But I'm not like a huge person. Like, when I was in high school, I was 155-ish pounds when I played football, and
That's about what I was.
I was pretty small. Like D20 is shorter than me, but I was pretty skinny, and I was taller than him, and he was shorter, but he was a running back. I was a defensive back, and so we were in our best shape of our life pretty much in high school, or like leaving high school, I guess you could say. And like when I got into college, I gained like, I guess I got to about 165, so I gained like 10 pounds, and then over that time I've been out of college, I gained another, probably 15. So when I lost weight, I went from 181, right now I'm at like 170. No, I was at 170 like 2 days ago, and I dropped down a little bit more, so I'm like in the 160. So I hadn't weighed today, so I'm trying to guesstimate where I'm at. I was like 13 pounds down, I think what I said yesterday. So I'm back, I'm getting back where I was in like college, and I'm not going to go down to 155. I don't want to be that, but it would be nice to get down to 160. That would be great. 160 would be amazing. I'm 5'10", and so like I feel like I just want to be able to see my abs again, and I want to be able to get some of the fat that I've gained in my face out of the way, which I feel like a little bit's already gone. And I just don't want to have a gut at all where my pants. That's the whole thing. Like I don't want a shirt kind of coming out a little bit, and I don't want my pants to have to me have to jack with those every 5 seconds. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like as far as my physical being is, but I don't know, man. I'm trying. We'll see. I may next week say fuck it and be eating Krispy Kreme donuts with cookies in the middle.
Speaking of that, like this man's right here. When I was on my diet, he took me to Krispy Kreme and made me sit there and watch him eat donuts. It was him and Sidearms. It was
yeah, we really did. It was
a bad experience all around. Yeah.
But I did right before you started your diet, I did bring you Krispy Kreme donuts at your work. So
dude, that was like 5 years ago.
No, it wasn't. Shut the fuck up. It was like 2 years ago. Calm down.
You did do it, but it was a long time ago.
I don't remember what it was. I don't like. I swear, being on the internet and doing the stuff we do, everything just like time-wise, they're like, yeah, you made that video 2 years ago. I'm like, no, what? Yeah. You're joking me. You're kidding me.
Yeah, like 2 years ago. Was that when we were doing like Friday 13th a lot?
Yeah, that literally was 2 years ago from like today.
It seemed like that long ago.
Yeah. Like that's nuts to me. That's a 2-year-old game for us. I don't get it. But yeah, there's a lot of things in there. I was just like, there's no way. Time flies like crazy, man. But Yeah, hopefully this diet, which I haven't even done for a month yet, hopefully it will extend, and I want to put in about 6 months. That's what I want to do. Will I get tired of it?
Yeah. But see, what got in my way was Reese's Easter eggs. They're like my favorite candy in the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think the year before I was doing like a little bit of a diet stuff, like the Whole30 stuff or whatever, like right around Easter. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to buy any Reese's Easter eggs this year since we're doing our diet. And then so usually what I do is I stock up on them. Like I'll go the day after Easter and buy like
their
like
whole
50 of them.
thing? Yeah,
pretty much. And then I put them in the freezer and I eat them throughout the year. But then this year I was like, well, I'm not going to miss another Easter without Easter eggs. It's like, might as well call it off. So
I think I literally went to Walmart the day after Easter too, and they had them on sale, and I think they made bigger ones this year. They had like the jumbo ones.
Yeah,
and
I like those really big ones.
Yeah.
I just like the regular ones.
Yeah, and I had them in my hand. I was going to put them in my buggy for you. I was going to buy them for you, and I was like, no, he's on a diet. He's going to hate me. So I literally put them back because
I was probably
of you.
sitting at home like in a sugar coma from eating like 10 packs of them.
Oh, man. I like that. Okay, so you heard me earlier say that D20 doesn't like chocolate. He literally doesn't like chocolate. That's the only time he eats chocolate because there's just a little bit of chocolate and a lot of peanut butter. Yeah. That's the only reason he likes those things in the first place. Dude, I could eat chocolate for... Now, I'm not a dark chocolate person. I absolutely hate dark chocolate. I like me some milk chocolate, though. Milk chocolate's good. Like, I can mess with milk chocolate a lot. And I'd eat Snicker bars, Milky Ways, Three Musketeers. Like, Three Musketeers feel like I'm eating air. I would eat like 9 of those. I don't even care. So, I mean, I could eat chocolate. Reese's Cups? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, when I was doing my diet stuff, we made like these, they were kind of like Reese's Cup things. So it was like the pure cocoa powder or whatever, like, cause that doesn't have any sugar in it. Like just the actual, like the, whatever it is, cocoa. And so we'd like mix that with butter and what was it? I don't remember. Oh, like the what was it called? I want to say stevia. I don't remember which sugar or which sweetener it was. That's like all natural sugar or whatever. Anyway, it was one of those. Like we'd put like a packet of that, and then we'd like melt down peanut butter, and like we'd pour them into. We have like these. What are they called? Like muffin. I guess you call it like the little muffin
pans?
Cups or whatever, like the cupcake cups things you buy, like that like fit down inside the pan.
Yeah.
We have some of those that are like the silicone or whatever, so like you can wash them and reuse them. So we have like some of those, and we just pour them into that and put it in the freezer, and then we just eat those like as a snack or whatever. They're like called fat bombs or whatever is what they call them for keto stuff or whatever. But those things were delicious. That was about the only like stuff that I got out of it. Like the only sugar that I got out. I guess sweets, I guess you'd call it early sugar. Because there wasn't much sugar in it except for the peanut butter. And like I got like the all natural peanut butter, which is pretty much just like peanuts mashed up. I don't know. It didn't taste as good as like the honey roasted and all that stuff. But
every once in a while I'll have like a handful of peanuts that I can taste the peanut butter in it. I'm like, this is peanut butter to me.
Yeah. We ate a lot of cashews.
Yeah, cashews are good too. Like you can get the little packs now that like every restaurant you go to, I think you mentioned it earlier, they on the menus they have like calorie intake all the time. I think half of them are fucked up, by the way. Like I think there's way more calories than some stuff they're telling you there is. Like in a double cheeseburger, there's 400 calories and there's like 800 because they slop.
Well, and you know how like you've worked in a restaurant too. Like you know how the portions go. Like when the general manager is there, like making sure everything's portioned out, then everything's portioned out. But then like when nobody's there watching and you got a side of fries, they just fucking pour until the whole plate's full of fries or whatever, you know.
Yeah, we
like
worked in
really portioned out. Yeah.
A restaurant and we would grab handfuls to put on plates for fries or whatever. And it was always, and if it was someone that you could tell like when we were going to the table, and if you had just the right portion, they would look at you like, what the hell? You just gave me like 4 fries.
Yeah,
but if
like, can I get some more fries?
Yeah, exactly. And you throw a bunch of them on there, then maybe you get a better tip or whatever. So a lot of times, your portion size is probably bigger. That's what we always did anyways.
Yeah. So like that's probably set on like a small handful of French fries as a side of the burger and like the with like no sauce on it or
all
that kind of stuff. So
they don't tell you what's the fine print behind those. And then what I was also going to say is at stores, what brought me to the cashew stuff, they have like these pre-portioned packages of cashews. They're little bitty ones, and they're like, this is 100 calories. So like they're doing a better job of that. So you can buy the little box, and they have like 10 little packets in it.
They even have that
calories.
with like cookies and crackers and all that kind of stuff. They have like the little bitty bags. They're like 100 calorie bags or whatever, where you can buy them, where it's portioned out by calories or whatever. But I mean, who's going to eat just one package of those?
Yeah, dude, what are those crackers they're long and they're rectangle, but they have like butter on top? The club ones?
Crackers?
Oh, God, dude. I could eat. And they even on the back of the box, or maybe in the front of the box, they give you like suggestions of what you could put on top of them. I'm like, bitch, I don't need no suggestions, all right? I got ton. Like, I see myself putting salsa on them, cheese on them. Like, I'll put all kinds of peanut butter. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The cheese whiz.
You go to, those are the ones
my
you
God.
go to a salad bar and fill your pockets up with. Be like, oh shit, they got all these for me. Put them in your pocket.
But putting that cheese whiz on there, you know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, girl. I could put that whole glob on it. Like, when I was a little kid, I used to like fill a Ritz cracker or those things up as high as I could and just shove it in my mouth, and I'd eat the whole sleeve. And the cheese on top of it.
That's what I've been doing. Peanut butter. Just like stack it on as much as I can and then just shove it in my pie hole.
But when I was little, I wouldn't gain a damn pound. It wouldn't matter how much I ate. Now I eat half a cracker and I gain 3 pounds. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think like so much of, just people being overweight is portion control. Like, cause I mean, like I said, when I started my diet stuff, I didn't really look at calories, and so I was just like I didn't care like how much I ate of it. I would eat till I got full pretty much, but I was trying to eat stuff that was, keto friendly or whatever. And then like as time went on, I went, down in my calories because, it doesn't matter if you're eating broccoli or if you're eating like a donut, like your body, I mean, you're only going to lose weight if you're burning more calories than what you're taking in. Like that's the only logical way to lose weight is to burn more calories than you take in. And I mean, your body burns some calories better than others, and that's why people eat healthier food rather than donuts. But, so just in the, grand scheme of things, like you take in more than you burn off, then your body's going to gain weight. I mean, there's not really any other way around it. But like the main thing was just to like, if you're doing exercise and all that kind of stuff, is getting in shape, because once your body's in shape, it's going to burn, your body burns more calories when you're, resting than it does most of the time, like doing any exercise or anything like that.
That's good,
the more
tip.
muscle you have. Yeah. The more muscle you have, the like muscle burns calories pretty much. When you're just sitting there with your muscle, it's burning calories. So the more muscle you have, the more it's going to burn calories. So then the more you can eat. That's why people that work out all the time eat more. I mean, I guess you can say they eat more. When you work out more, you're hungrier. I guess that's what
and your body needs, it's like energy. It's like, that's your gas tank. So if you work out more, you need more because they're going longer, they're training harder. When you're sitting on the computer like we are right now, chilling, relaxing, you don't need that much.
For sure. Like on the weekend, like, I mean, you don't have the same thing because you're kind of sitting around chilling most of the day anyway, but like on a weekend.
Love you too.
A weekend that I'm, like if I'm not doing anything, say like a Saturday, like I don't have anything planned that day, I'm not having to work or anything like that, I can just like sit at home, like I'll eat like something for breakfast and then I'm like not even hungry the rest of the day. Like I can just sit there, like, cause I'm not burning any calories. I'm just sitting there, playing on the computer, editing or whatever. And so like you don't burn anything off. So I just really don't get that hungry. I'll eat like, a good old healthy like can of cinnamon rolls for breakfast, and then just sit there and, just like not eat anything. It'd be like 6:00 at night and be like, you hungry for dinner? Like, no, I'm really not that hungry. I'll eat like a little something, but I'm not even hungry. So, I don't know.
I think it's really good if you just write down the things you eat and just log it. I think
like
that's
a food journal.
Yeah, like they're even people sell if you go to Barnes and Nobles right now, Books a Million, they have them where like people have like published food journals. It's just blank pages and says like date, what you ate,
breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah, and you flip the page, the same thing. It's over and over and over again. But if you log your stuff, that's so much better than not logging your stuff because you actually are cognizant. I can't even say the word.
Cognitive?
Yeah, sure. Cognizant, I can't even say it. I'm screw it. You're thinking about what you're actually intaking and what kind of exercise you're doing. I can't say it. I want to say something. Yeah, thank you. I think that's a good one too. I thought about doing that like the first couple of days I started, but then I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm good. And then like getting sleep for me was a big thing as well. Like, we usually stay up till like 2, 3 in the morning playing with the boys. Like, some of us will go stream closer to midnight and then get off and then go and try to play some extra games with the guys. I've been cutting out that last portion just so I could get more sleep, and that seems to help out a lot. I think that the more sleep you can get, the better. Plus when you're sleeping, you're burning calories and you're not eating. So that's always a good thing. I say the more hours you're sleeping, you're not going to be gaining weight because you're burning calories and not eating. So, that's always good. But there was one more thing that I wanted to talk about. I can't remember what it is.
Well, also, like, I mean, when you wake up, your body's dehydrated because you're not taking anything while you're asleep. So, I mean, I always like to hit a bottle of water when I wake up, just kind of get that body going kind of thing. And of course it helps, like you said earlier, like drinking water doesn't make you as hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like if you wake up and drink a bottle of water, like if you're trying to skip breakfast, cause I've always been like a breakfast person, and you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, like before I was doing my diet stuff, like my breakfast was like terrible. Like, you know, like when we were in college, I'd eat like
he'd bring Pop-Tarts and Gatorade.
The Pop-Tart, the milkshake, strawberry milkshake Pop-Tart, and like a...
Do you know how many calories? Gatorade? Guess how many calories Pop-Tarts are?
300?
200 per Pop-Tart.
Oh, so about 400?
Yeah, 400 for a package of Pop-Tarts.
So I would eat like that and like drink of course, like when I started my diet stuff, like I didn't drink any Gatorade stuff. Like Gatorade has so much sugar in it. It's ridiculous. But they do have like 0 sugar ones. I haven't really looked at those.
They're nasty, dude.
Or 0 calories or whatever they are.
Just get their Propel packages
or
whatever.
Water.
Yeah, water. Dude, he's always been a water guy too. He would bring water all the time too, but Gatorade is kind of what he would go to when he went to drink water.
Of course, also exercise back then. So
yeah, that's good.
Never know.
The other thing that I was gonna mention, I don't take them. I don't know if you've ever tried, but that's like supplements. I've never done
Adderall?
them. Yeah, Adderall. I'm talking about those like probiotics. Didn't you have to take some of that too with your stuff?
No, I never did any probiotic stuff. I can't think of that. I can't think of the stuff that you're like. I keep wanting to say like CBD oil, but that's the weed stuff. I can't think of the
cannabis.
I can't think of that stuff that you're supposed to take.
Cosington.
Yeah, Cosington. Yeah,
Cosington. There you go. I can't speak today, Jesus. Yeah, I'm always like wary of putting stuff in my body. I don't like putting stuff in my body, even like Advil, Tylenol, any of that stuff.
Yeah, see, like I've never had any problems like with that stuff. Like I don't know, like I would have like headaches pretty much daily, like for a long time. Oh, it's MCT oil is what I was trying to think of.
YMCA oil? Yeah.
Yeah, YMCA. But basically what it does is like boost the keto diet. So like taking it early on like kind of helps. Like it's fatty, so it kind of takes the places of some fats, so you're not hungry. That's another good thing with the keto, like fats keeps you full longer than, like, cause if you eat, I know, like, I've always been like this, like, if you eat a bowl of spaghetti or plate of spaghetti or whatever, then, like, it fills you up, but then, like, 2 hours later, you're, like, super hungry because, like, those carbs just burn off or turn to sugar. So, That was another thing that I took that a little bit early on, but I don't know.
One thing that's like really popular right now, and I've seen on Reddit, like bringing up Reddit again, is the intermittent fasting. Like I was in the r/fasting, like I was saying, but people are going like 3 days without eating anything and just doing water, and they're tracking it and stuff like that. And like there's like apps for it where you can get on there and it will track, like you'll track and say how am I feeling, like am I hungry, blah blah blah. And people are nuts, dude. I don't think I could do a 24-hour fast. Like, I just don't think, one, my brain says that's not healthy. Two is, I enjoy food that much. And I don't know if it's healthy for you long term. Like, 24 hours without eating, that can't be good. And some people are doing it like twice a week. And
I mean, I don't know enough about it to say whether, I mean, it doesn't sound like it would be healthy, especially if you're doing it. I mean, if you're doing it, like, say, you do it, then the next day you eat whatever you want, and then, you know, a few days later you do it, your body's like, not really adapting to anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, understand, like, shocking your system or whatever every once in a while. Like, if you're at a plateau in a diet and, like, you're not losing any weight and you kind of, you know, have, like, a cheat day or whatever and kind of shock your system a little bit to kind of get it jump-started again. But, like, I don't understand the... Like, and I haven't looked enough into the science of it, but like, if you're doing that, then your body's kind of going into, like, it's going to start like breaking down muscle instead of breaking down fat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to kick over.
I don't know enough about it. I mean, I'm sure there's doctors or somebody that probably back it, even if it has no scientific method, just so they can make money off of it. But, so I don't know enough about it. But I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems to be the craze right now. I wanted to switch over before we end the podcast over to unhealthy food now. So since I have been on this diet, of course my brain has taken note of everything that I want to eat now, really bad. And there's a couple of restaurants and a couple of fast food places that come up with stuff. And I thought this one looked really good, and you probably like want to throw up. But KFC has this new Cheeto chicken sandwich. Yes. And it looks good, dude. I'm telling you, they have nuggets that they have their like Cheeto sauce on. So they have their own cheese sauce that is the Cheeto stuff. And then they have their chicken sandwich, which they put, I guess they drizzled the sauce on there, but they also put Cheetos on the sandwich, that you can eat, of course. And I was like, that thing looks super good, and I don't even care. I want to break my diet right now and go eat one of those. And I'm not one of those guys that will eat something that's huge and big. I'm usually decent when it comes to like portion size and stuff. Like I'll eat like if I go to Popeyes, I'll eat 3 chicken strips and a side and a biscuit. Like I'm not like gonna eat the 7 chicken tenders and 4 large sides.
The family pack.
Yeah,
so
family pack.
Just you? Yes,
just me. And I want a large drink.
Biscuits. Give me that gallon of sweet tea there.
But Jesus, that Cheeto sandwich looks good. Is there anything you've seen that looks good that you're like, I don't want to try it because I know it's hard to
go against you on this one because I think that Cheeto thing looks disgusting. It looks like somebody chewed up Cheetos and meat and like puked it out.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. It looks good.
that's what I really want. Yeah, so that one looks disgusting to me. Another thing that I'll say is that Taco Bell needs to give up on French fries and Burger King needs to give up on tacos. Like, I don't know what's
Dude, have you seen those? Those tacos they're pathetic. They are pathetic.
I don't go to Burger King, so I don't really know, but like it looks disgusting. And I tried the fries when they first came out at Taco Bell, and I thought they were disgusting.
Yeah, I did too. And everybody like Sidearms and Speed were like, they're good. I'm gonna go get some tonight. I'm like, the only thing that's good is the cheese, and you can get the cheese without it. So,
I don't like that fake cheese. Like, I don't mind it being like on
nachos,
you know, like on something or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not a big fan of like, if you go to those places that they like claim they have cheese fries or whatever, and it's just fries with like that
pump
cheese
that
poured over it. Yeah. Whatever, I don't like that at all. Like, I'd rather have like...
He's a cheese fry connoisseur, by the way, guys.
Shredded cheese on there.
Yeah, and then put under a nice 300 degrees temperature for exactly 2 minutes with bacon bits and ranch by the gallon. Yes, this is that guy.
That's exactly it.
You're the number one.
That was one thing. That was the main thing that I was probably missing was cheese fries.
Dude, potatoes, period. I could eat potatoes for every meal and not complain at all.
Yeah, like you said, like I'm not huge on like sweets and like candies and all that kind of stuff. So like for me, potatoes was the thing that was like
kicking your butt
the most, like that I missed the most. Like, you know, you go out to eat and you're like, I really want some French fries, but instead I have to get broccoli.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know, but
I've been trying to avoid, I've been going to the grocery store a lot, trying to avoid going out to places because it, again, is always my excuse. Like, oh, I'm here. I might as well grab something. Like, maybe this would be, you know, it won't be too much. Maybe tomorrow I'll start back or blah, 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 blah. But I've just been trying to do it.
It's a slippery slope. Like,
it
once is. You go out, you know, a couple times and you're like, because like we'd even like buy groceries and then be like, you know, I don't want to cook this or whatever, so we'll just pick up something, like, even though we had the food at home and the food's just, like, sitting there, and, like, you'd already bought it, so you're not, I mean, not only are you not saving money on groceries, but you're spending money to eat out as well. So, like, that's another thing that I did was, like, trying to, like, I know you said, like, writing out what you eat or whatever, but another good thing is, like, planning out your meals. Like, you don't even have to do all meal prep, just saying, like, you know, this night we're doing this.
And stick with it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it'll save you money in the long run, even if you're not trying to lose weight. Just saying, like, you know, every Tuesday I'm eating tacos. Every Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Wednesday doing, you know,
macaroni
spaghetti or whatever. Yeah. I mean, just having
macaroni Wednesdays.
Just to try to keep yourself from going out to eat, or setting like one day aside that you can go eat out or whatever. Just to try to save money, because I mean, it gets expensive when you go. I mean, one person or two people, or
here's how dumb I was,
family or whatever.
I was going to Walmart, buying my food, you know, and then I was going from Walmart to a fast food place before I went home.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like that was like the thing. Like there was, I don't know. That's always common sense.
I still do that sometimes because I mean, there's like fast food. I mean, that's when they put fast food restaurants in Walmart parking lots. Like it's pretty much connected to Walmart.
Yeah, all the time.
Like, oh well, you know, there's McDonald's on the way out, or there's a
I'll
Taco
hit
Bell
that
right across the street.
So I don't have to cook.
Yeah, exactly. Like I got all this stuff, but I don't really want to have to go home and cook it. So
yeah.
So that's a lot of my stuff. I did like Sunday evening. I just kind of set apart as like meal prep stuff, and I didn't go like all overboard with like portioning out everything. Like this is what I'll cook
weigh
here,
and stuff.
This is what I'll cook. Yeah. Like I didn't do any of that stuff, but I just kind of tried to plan out the week. And like I said, I would do like the same thing for lunch every day. So I'd go ahead and like boil all the eggs and make my stuff for lunches for that week or whatever it might be. But like, I don't know. I just think just planning ahead, like, I mean, that's again why people gain so much weight is because they're just lazy. Like, one, you don't want to plan ahead. Mm-hmm. Two, you don't want to have to cook. Because, I mean, when you cook, you have to turn around and do dishes, you know, and then you got to put the dishes up, you know, all that stuff.
It's
like,
work.
It's so much easier to just go by, you know, wherever, pick up something, then everything's disposable. You just throw it all away, and then, boom, you're done. You don't have to worry about anything to the next meal.
That's right.
I mean, now you don't even have to go get anything. You can have
that's the
Eats
worst.
or any of that kind of stuff just delivered to you.
I've never done that because I think that's a slippery slope for me. If I ordered it once, I would want to do it all the time. Like, it'd be nuts.
I agree.
But, yeah. Anyways, well, dude, we had a really good food conversation. I had some other things we need to talk about.
Go eat.
But I gotta go. I gotta go, by the way. But, yeah, like, I really want to do this more D20. I like when me and you just bro it out and kind of talk. I like feeding off of each other and having a conversation. I think people will too. We'll see how everybody reacts to this. But, thanks again, man, for coming along with our podcast. I appreciate all the work that you do. If you don't know, D20 pretty much, edits the video. He sends it to me. He puts all the stuff up on all those different sites, and he runs the Twitter account too. So he's pretty much the man, the myth, the legend. By the way, we're looking into getting sponsors. So if you would like to sponsor this podcast, and even if it's you individually, let's say that Billy Ray Cyrus wants to sponsor this podcast for, I don't know.
Got the horses in the back.
He got the horses in the back for like $50, whatever. I don't know what. I'm just making up a number. We'll sponsor you. We'll say, hey man, check out this guy's YouTube channel. We'll also shout you out on anything we need to, or Twitter or whatever it might be. But we're also, down to do individual and group sponsorship. So if you want to do anything like that, just let us know. We're hitting that up a little bit too. But thanks again for your time, guys. Don't forget to check us out on all the social medias, and I'll let D20 kind of wrap it up.
Yeah, and if you're if you're looking to contact us as far as anything like that, you can always email us at GFY Podcast with the S on the end of it at gmail.com. So if you want to hit us up on there, or if you want to send us a message on Twitter or whatever it might be. So thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely go check out, if this is the first time you've listened to us, go check out some of our other ones. We've had some great guests. And like I've said before, even if you don't know who the person is, just go and check it out. They may be somebody that you really enjoy. We've had some really good conversations on here, so you can go check it out. Give it a little listen, just try it out. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But if you do like it, make sure you're rating it, commenting, whatever, on wherever you're listening to it.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week on the GFY Podcast.